The Melly case just got some new details that reveal why YNW Melly may face his death behind iron bars after all. This was never an easy case, but now it's reached new heights and complications. It's no longer only about the rap game and hip-hop. Now we're also talking politics in Florida. Here's what could happen with Melly in just a matter of weeks. Jamal Maurice Demons, born on May 1st, 1999, is a rapper known by his stage name YNW Melly. Melly comes from Gifford, Florida, where he spent his childhood. Melly is widely known today not only for his raps, but for his singing and songwriting abilities too. Throughout his career, he has released several songs, with notable hits including Murder on My Mind, Mixed Personalities, Suicidal, and 223s. In 2015, when Melly was 16 years old, he gained media attention when he faced charges of 3 counts of aggravated assault and firing a gun in the presence of 3 other students near a high school in Gifford. According to multiple sources, Melly drew inspiration for his single Murder on My Mind from his experience of being incarcerated. Just 2 years later, on his 18th birthday, he expressed remorse to his fans on Facebook, stating, "I apologize to all my fans. I'll be locked up on a level 6 program for 6 months. I was sentenced on my 18th birthday, May 1st, 2017, due to negative music." Safe to say, since then, things have never been the same for Melly. YNW Melly is currently held up in Broward County, waiting for his day in court. They got him on a trial for the murders of Anthony Williams, age 21, and Christopher Thomas, age 19. The incident went down in South Florida on October 26, 2018. Melly straight up denies the first-degree murder charges for taking out Thomas, who was known as YNW Juvie, and Williams, who was known as YNW Sack Chaser. These 2 cats were trying to make it big in the rap game, just like Melly. According to the cops, after Melly did his thing and took out Williams and Thomas, he tried to make it look like some drive-by action with a Jeep. They say his boy Cortland Henry, aka YNW Bortland, was in on it, helping Melly stage the whole crime scene. All 4 of them are rolling together in the whip, coming back from a recording session. At least that's what they say, according to the official sources. Prosecutors claim Melly was posted up in the back left passenger seat, with Bortland behind the wheel, calling the shots. In May of 2020, the judge decided to grant Bortland a bond of $180,000 and put him on house arrest. He had already spent more than a year in Broward County Jail, facing charges of premeditated murder and being an accessory after the fact. It's said that Henry drove the 2 young victims to the emergency entrance of Memorial Hospital Miramar, where they sadly passed away from their gunshot wounds. Tanya Ruse, the spokesperson for Miramar Police, confirmed that they arrived at the hospital already deceased. Melly, on the other hand, has pleaded not guilty to the fatal shootings. After the tragic loss of his 2 brothers, he paid tribute to them on Twitter, expressing his anger towards their killers and the desire to see him fall or end up behind bars. In April 2020, Melly reached out to Kanye West on Twitter, seeking his help by sending a direct message. During that time, Melly contracted COVID-19 and was attempting to secure his release from prison. Unfortunately, officials denied his request for house arrest. Melly's lawyer, Bradford Cohen, argued that his client's life was at risk, claiming that the prison was not providing adequate health care. However, the families of the alleged murder victims opposed Melly's release, fearing potential threats to them and other witnesses. So originally, the prosecutors were all like, "We're gonna hit up Melly with the death penalty and also claim he's a gang member." The state of Florida straight up accused the rapper of cold-bloodedly murdering his homies, with no moral or legal justification whatsoever. They claim it was all planned out and done in a calculated way. The prosecutors thought they got solid evidence to prove, without a doubt, that these killings were super messed up, cruel as hell, and the motive was all about making that dough. At least that's what you see when you go over Melly's court documents. In July 2022, it looked like he might dodge the execution bullet when Judge Andrew Siegel said the prosecutors didn't give him and his lawyers proper notice about the death penalty. But by November of that same year, the appeals court flipped the script and said the rapper was totally informed when he got charged back in 2019. If you ask the court, they claimed that notice is notice. And that's that. So here's the crazy part. Melly could actually end up facing the death sentence if he's found guilty in his upcoming trial. But hold up, it ain't a done deal yet. The final decision is in the hands of the Florida Supreme Court, because this case is apparently a big deal for the public. His lawyer, Philip R. Horowitz, said the Murder on My Mind rapper was bummed out by the ruling. To keep it 100, he told the press that Melly was, quote, disappointed in the ruling. But Melly and his crew ain't gonna back down. They claim they're ready to argue their case in front of the court, and they're gonna have one heck of a job because guess what? There's been a crucial update in the Florida law that affects Melly's fate. When YNW Melly steps into that courtroom later this month to face trial for offing his two homies, there's a new Florida law in play that might make it easier for this 24-year-old rapper to end up with the death penalty if they find him guilty. Alright, so back in April, Ron DeSantis, the Florida governor and the dude running for president as a Republican, signed this fresh law, right? And this law says that juries can recommend the death penalty with just an 8-4 vote instead of needing everyone to be on board. Now, that's the lowest requirement in the whole United States. And the only other state playing by these rules is Alabama. But they need a 10-2 majority. This Broward Circuit judge named John Murphy was like, yeah, let's go with this new law for the Melly case, and gave the state prosecutors the green light. This law came to be because of that Nicholas Cruz dude, you know, the one that shot up the Parkland school and took out 17 people back in 2018? Well, he dodged the death penalty because the jury couldn't agree, and that sparked the inspiration for this law change in the first place. After signing that new statute, DeSantis said that the state of Florida is going to serve up some proper justice. On Melly's mom's IG account, we saw some hopeful and positive energy coming out. Melly's mom is still strong, and she thinks things might turn out just fine. This was the caption to her post. Melly coming home. Today I went to court expecting more delays, but we started jury selection. I can't explain how I feel. My anxiety is everywhere, but God got us. Got to see his brother on his birthday, first time in 4 years. People want to know how likely it is that the new ruling is going to sway the outcome of Melly's trial, and he'll actually be sentenced to death if he's found guilty. Well, just a few months ago, we saw Florida take the life of a man who was found guilty. The ninja killer, Louis Bernard Gaskin, got executed in Florida on Wednesday for murking a couple from New Jersey back in 1989. Back in 1990, the jury voted 8-4 for the death penalty, and the judge gave the green light. The guy tried to appeal, but both the Senate and U.S. Supreme Courts, they shut him down. The latest denial came just a day before the execution happened. If Melly gets convicted and slapped with a sentence like that, he could be one of the first cats to get the death penalty under this new law. Judge John Murphy gave the thumbs up to the state prosecutor's request to roll with this fresh statute. The trial set to begin on 19th of June. With the start of Melly's trial right behind the corner, people's interest in this situation became more apparent on social media. Comments started popping up left and right. This is one of the most surreal cases in hip-hop history besides Boosie, TK, and Big Lurch. Melly almost at his goal to make history, and I believe he will achieve it. I'm rooting for him. If Melly beats this case, he will be the biggest star ever. We've dished out the gritty details on Melly's upcoming legal battle. This death penalty drama is going to be nothing short of wild and crazy. Will Melly, aka Jamel Demons, end up facing the ultimate sentence? The stakes are high, and the Florida Supreme Court holds the power to decide his fate. This case has sparked a heated debate about justice, the power of law, and the role of juries in determining life or death. It's got people talking, contemplating, and questioning the system altogether. Stay tuned because this ain't over yet, y'all. We'll be keeping a close eye on the Florida Supreme Court ruling and bring you the latest updates on this messed up situation. Feel free to drop a comment down below. Let us know how you feel about Melly and his upcoming trial. Do you feel like there's a chance for him to make it out alive somehow? Or is his fate sealed? Until then, as always, don't forget to keep it RIZZLE.